So this past season of Love and Hip Hop saw you admit to cheating on your now ex-boyfriend, quote unquote, multiple times, as he said. So we saw during the reunion that you think there's a double standard of cheating when it comes to men and women. So would you care to expound on that?
Yeah, I mean, I think in general there's a double standard with men and women where relationships are concerned because we've normalized cheating from men. We've normalized that behavior. We've accepted that behavior as women. And when it's the other way around, there's all of these excuses and all of these stigmas attached to women that have been unfaithful. And it's almost as if there's no empathy, there's no allowance, there's no room for conversation, even amongst women, which has probably been the most disheartening part of it. For me, as a female artist, you know, I make music primarily for women. So to know that, you know, in exposing that level of vulnerability and that level of truth, there weren't more women that were like, damn, that must have been really hard for her. There were more women like, she's a thought, nah, nah, nah. So, you know, that part of it is really has been difficult to digest. But
so listen, I don't know Bridget Kelly like that. Love and hip hop, whatever. She's an artist. I don't know who she is personally, so I really can't expound. But I'm here to talk about the fact that, is there a double standard? Can we dish it, but we can't take it out in terms of men? You know, we just talked about this. I just had a live stream. Shout out to my co-host Avery Woodley. I'm gonna, you know, pin the link here for you guys to check out that video. But it's something to think about, guys. But anyway, before we get into it, it's JR Wisdom. Hit that like and subscribe button right now to receive all the content for all of my future videos, man. That being said, man, let's jump right into it. So the whole thing of, is there a double standard? Absolutely, there's a double standard. There is a double standard, and it's not like Jerry, you're defending women. No. All this, well, we can exercise options, so on and so forth. If you guys have an agreement, if you took vows, if you said that we're in a monogamous relationship and I don't want you sleeping with anyone else, then there's an issue when you go outside of that, just like a friendship. You know what I'm saying? If you're saying I don't like, you know, I don't like this, so on and so forth, it's communication comes into this. But the fact, obviously, when this woman comes up and she's sleeping with multiple men, it's definitely all hell breaking loose. You know what I'm saying? We were saying, kind of like, just to give you guys a recap on the video, we were talking about, so men cheat for different reasons, obviously, than women. There's kind of a consensus on that. I'm not saying it's an absolute truth, but men can cheat and still be madly in love with his woman, right? Madly in love with his woman. But the nature of a man is, I'm not making excuses. The nature of a man is strong. Basically, he can see a fat ass, you know, a woman can whisper sweet nothings, whatever, so on and so forth. And he's going in and has no emotional attachment at all and will go home to his wife, whatever, his girlfriend, whatever have you, and still thinks that she's the greatest thing since sliced bread, cooks, cleans, takes care of him, all these other things. And just can put her in the back of his mind or whatever. Not saying he won't do it again, but basically he'll still have his woman as, this is my woman and I don't love you like that. It was just me fulfilling these animalistic desires where I just wanted to go in and get this thing off me. You know what I'm saying? Which is what it is. Ladies, some ladies understand that. I'm not giving anybody a pass. Some guys just don't have the balls to break up with a woman or be honest in terms of it's insecurity, which basically saying, this is what I want to do. Hey, this is what I did at the end of the day, so on and so forth. We got the whole phrase, men will be men. That's what it means by men will be men. That will happen. But if you really on, hey, I'm an alpha male, I'm on that type of time, you'll tell a woman straight up, like, yo, this is what I'm into. You know, you still my girl in a bag of pearls, baby. But this is what I'm into. Or I did do this. I don't want to have you feeling some type of way. But you still on top. You still number one, whatever. Or you can get her. I mean, I'm not saying you on that type of time, whether you want to have her bring a girl home, whatever. We could all have some fun, believe me. Listen, it's something, it's things, you never know what a woman's up for until you actually are honest with her and you do these things. You never know what she'll be up for. So on the other hand, with a woman, it's more emotional, whether she's trying to get revenge, whether you weren't fulfilling her needs in a moment in terms of emotionally, she felt like you weren't listening to her. This guy was showing more attention. He was there for her. Even though you may have been doing everything, providing financially, you just didn't have the time to be there for her, to listen to her. It doesn't give her an excuse to do that either. But it's an emotional thing, and she's giving the buns up to a guy that was there for her. It's security. She found security in that moment or moments. And it may be temporary, it may be forever. But once she detached, if she's enough head over heels in love with you, she'll never do that. You know what I'm saying? It's the fear of losing you that she would never do that. Which is how you should have your woman at the end of the day, where she has a fear of losing you. But guys, some women don't have, I think once a woman commits it, she either knows that you're going to tolerate it or that it's well over. A woman that knows that she'll lose you would never cheat on you. Or she just doesn't care anymore either way. You feel me? That's just my thoughts. You know, and me and Avery, we talked about this, we discussed it, and she had some points from a woman's perspective, and I had some points from my perspective as a man and how we see things. I think women are more forgiving when it comes to cheating as opposed to men. We look at it as somebody just pulled up on our playground and just took over. Somebody just stole our toys and they're playing with our toys. You know what I'm saying? It's that emotional knowing that another man was able to make you feel some type of way, make you feel electric, even if he did a 2-minute drill and it was trash.
What is that?
Emotionally, she was like, "This is going down," and let somebody creep up in your playground, for lack of a better term. Even though we don't own anybody, that's how we see it. Somebody's shooting up our club. And it's not a good feeling. It's very painful. We have an ego. Our ego takes a hit. Not to say a woman's doesn't, but our ego takes a hit. Like, how in the world did this go down? How can I come back? Some dudes are just like, that's it. Some dudes will stay with a woman. It's, as we said, it's not the end game. It's not the end all be all. How do we move forward from this? How do we keep this from not happening again? Communication comes in, because at the end of the day, you realize, I mean, I get it. If you're not forgiving, I get it. That goes on both ends. If that's not something you're going to tolerate, you look at it as blatant disrespect, and you guys both separate accordingly. But if you're on that type of time where I don't own you, that's your body. You can do what you want to do with your body. This is my body. I do what I want to do with my body, as long as we don't hurt, as long as we're not physically, and I know this is going to sound crazy to you guys, as long as we're not physically hurting each other by bringing each other's diseases and things like that, then yeah. And once again, I'm not making excuses. I'm just trying to paint a picture in terms of where some people's minds are at the time. It's something to really consider. And she's basically like, for a woman to cheat on you with multiple men, she's a different animal. She's a different beast. She has no respect for you. You know what I'm saying? For multiple men, a woman can say, I can do it and still be in love with my husband. I don't know. I find that hard to believe. This is a double standard. A man can do it, but like, I still question, as far as a man doing it, does he still love his wife? If he can hurt her, or because I think men don't do things to intentionally hurt women. And I've said this consistently. Women will do things to hurt a man, or maybe hope that he finds out, or she's even satisfied with the fact that she did it, knowing that she did it and she got away with it, and you don't even have to find out. You never have to find out. Some of you guys are walking around with taking care of other men's babies, knowing it ain't your baby. You know what I mean? But it just happens. So There's definitely a double standard, obviously, but it's not something. I'm not saying you should tolerate anything either way, guys. I'm just being real with you. But let me know what you guys think about this situation. Let me know how you feel about it. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hit me up on Linktree to book a session with your guy. I got you. Say less. And purchase all my books and merch. Follow me on Instagram. I will follow you back. You guys know the vibes. And listen, this is wisdom. Peace be upon you all. The mercy and blessings of the Almighty. And we'll catch you guys on the next one. I'm out of here. Peace.
It's God's beat maker.
And I don't know. I will put a light in the sky for the G's that done turn memory from go. Blessings we send to the ghetto youth them.